John, I felt like in the first quarter you got everything you wanted offensively, even if it didn't fall. Just what led, do you feel like, to that execution?
I think our defense and our rebounding really led to that. I just loved our intensity. I loved how hard we were playing, and we were locked in from the start defensively. And that forced missed shots. We got clean rebounds. Then we were out and able to get out and run and get into our Phoenix. We got a lot in transition. Didn't have to run our stuff. But then when we were running it, we did. We executed at a high level. We got the shots we wanted, and those shots were going down. But what started all that was defense and rebounding.
Coming off the loss against Michigan State, did you see that this was coming over the last couple of days, or did you feel like this was kind of, I know you want to bottle this and take it with you, but what do you feel like was leading to this kind of an execution tonight?
This team really in our time here has always responded. We've always really learned from losses and have responded. So I knew, especially with our veteran leadership, I knew we were going to come out and compete, and we were going to fight. You never know if shots are going to go in or how it's going to look. I didn't think we'd, win by 30 or whatever. You don't come in preparing for a really tough game, and because I really have a ton of respect for Northwestern, and like I've talked about, they're so much better this year. Like, they're a really good team that should have very well could have a couple wins in this league. So this is not something we were locked in. We were ready to go. We respect them a ton. So it kind of just all came together. We learned, and I thought they were just hungry to come back and really get this back on track and get a win.
It's not like Jen has been off the ball in her career. I know that you've always kind of tag teamed her with Makira, but with her, taking on more of a on-the-ball type of role, for her to have 13 assists tonight, is that huge for her?
That's huge. I just thought she did a great job early on of facilitating, finding open players, transition. She made some passes in transition. I was even like, whoa, how'd that get through? It was full court, like she's a quarterback, and she was just every game you almost see a little bit more confidence coming, and she's learning how now in her new role of, she's the lead point guard. She doesn't really have someone to kind of go back and forth with like she did with Makira, to really just take on that of when I need to facilitate, when I need to score. Like, just really getting confident with that.
Is there anything that led up to what Corey did tonight from a confidence standpoint? Not only just being able to hit that mid-range jumper where I told her I thought Calamity was going to hug her, because she hit it, but she had double-digit rebounds tonight, and it felt like you were able to get in transition a lot because of what she was able to do.
It's what I've been telling her all along, and I tell all these guys, how, what can you do to impact winning? And with her, she's an energy player. She brings energy. She's strong. She's a bigger guard. And so rebounding and defense are things that I always tell her, like, that can get you more minutes. But I knew she was going to play well today because she had two of her best days in practice the last 2 days. She was locked in. She was really, really sharp on everything. She was playing with great confidence. So I had a good feeling with her coming into tonight just from her 2 days of practice leading into this. And she was huge tonight.
You said you didn't expect the difference to be what it was, but with 5 minutes to go and to have Adalia and KB and Jen sitting next to you, that's got to be huge going forward in these last few months.
Yeah, and I wish we had more of a bench to get some of those other guys, some breaks. And KB was begging me to put her back in. I'm like, no, you're not going back in. That was good. We haven't had one of those games in a while. We haven't had one in Big Ten. They're pretty rare to have in Big Ten, right? It was good to get some of those other guys some experience. It's too bad Haven was out today with being sick, because this would have been a really good game for her too, to get some minutes and some experience. But it's always good when you can get people that aren't playing a ton, get them in there.
And lastly, I wanted to ask you is I saw Adalia hit some more outside shots. She's really taken to making that more of a complete offensive game and not just a downhill driver. Like, early on, it felt like she was doing whatever she wanted to do offensively.
Yeah, and she has really in the games we've had. That Indiana game, she started off hitting those jump shots. Hit and they go, because everyone's going under on her. So, we've really been working on that and for pulling up. And if they go way under, pull up and hit that. And then she's hitting threes in practice, and over this break, I think something that's really helped us is we've just really gotten in the gym and they've gotten reps in on the gun. We've had the time, we've utilized it, and when you put reps in, that leads to confidence. Confidence leads to success. And I told her before when she was shooting out there, just even in warm-ups before the game, she hit a 3. I went, "We're getting a 3 tonight." I just could tell that just her 3's looking good, her jump shot's looking good. So I think she's just continued to have more confidence in it.
Is it just because this is a veteran team? But I mean, it's going to sound corny, but like, you can only beat the other team in the gym. But I felt like you would have beat a lot of teams tonight with the way you executed on both ends. And I felt that way too when you went to Bloomington. Is there anything about going on the road with this team that's just different?
I think sometimes going on the road actually is a good thing. I think you don't have as many distractions.
Sure.
You're really locked in. You're going into someone else's home court where everyone's usually against you. So there's a camaraderie about that. There's a togetherness about that. But yeah, I thought our last 2 road games, when you're talking Indiana and now tonight, it's been some of our best basketball all year. But the common theme there is our defensive urgency and intensity from the start was elite in both of those games. And when we have that sets a tone for us. We did a good job of just taking care of the ball and doing the simple things. So we got to play at home on Monday, so we let's bottle some of this up.
Sure.
and try to get that against Purdue.